We are the dollars and cents.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I wanted to do a quick first impressions, unboxing first impressions and update video on a fragrance that's been getting a lot of talk lately. Got a great price on this fragrance, and if this fragrance is any good and it smells like the original, it might be a cheap but good fragrance. If you can get it for the price that I paid. I don't think it was like on some super sale or anything. It wasn't like some holiday sale or anything like that. I think you can just get it for this price. We'll see. Yes, so gonna be another clone, gonna be another fragrance that's been cloned by another house that I'm a fan of. And it's gonna be the Tux from Maison Alhambra, which is a subsidiary company, I believe, of Lattafa. And I'm a fan of Lattafa, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the plastic for you guys real quick. All right, guys, so if you guys didn't know, this is supposed to be a clone of Tuxedo from the house of YSL. And we'll get to the notes and everything here in a second. I do want to show you guys the presentation first. I will say this is a very, very nice box. It does resemble, I want to say, the original, the Tuxedo from YSL. Has the same, pretty much the same layout. And yeah, nice, heavy, sturdy. Has some nice texture on the box here. It's nice and, I mean, it's very pointy. It hurts my hands. It's good quality. They actually paid a lot of attention to this presentation here, and here is the bottom of the box. Has a nice little inlay there. Here's the inside information on the back. It's called the Tux, which is I guess a good name. I mean, you know what it's going to be. And here is the bottle for the Tux. I will say this does resemble the original bottle. But this is like really, really thick glass, guys. Look at this. Look at this presentation here. I mean, that's nice and clean and clear, nice and tall. The little label here, I believe might be, I don't know, some sort of a polyester, maybe. It kind of resembles paper, but I think it's like a heavier sort of, fabric. We have a cap here with some cross hatching for some nice grip, silver atomizer. It does this bottle and presentation does resemble the original pretty close. So a little bit of information about the Tux. So the Tux from the house of Maison Alhambra, Lattafa, I believe, is a unisex amber floral fragrance released in 2022. The nose, technically, I said this in my last video, guys. Technically, the nose for this fragrance is Juliet Karaguziglau. Probably butchering that last name. Juliet Karaguziglau. Eau de Parfum concentration, I believe. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the notes and a little bit of extra information about this fragrance. No top, middle, or base breakdown for this one. Just going to be a bunch of notes. Patchouli, spicy notes, amber, vanilla, and floral notes. Now, I did compare this to the notes for Tuxedo, and they're pretty similar. All Lattafa or Maison Alhambra did here was they sort of just compacted them. So the notes for the Tuxedo is violet leaf, coriander, bergamot, rose, black pepper, lily of the valley, and the base they have patchouli, amber, and vanilla. Now, I will say they said floral notes. So there's your violet leaf, there's your rose, and your lily of the valley. But then you have the spicy notes, which is the coriander, I believe, and the black pepper. So they included that. And then you got your bergamot. There's no bergamot in this, I will say. So the Tuxedo has the bergamot, the Tux does not. And then they share the patchouli, they share the vanilla note. So pretty much basically the same stuff. And I can't say that Juliet Karaguziglau is the actual nose of this one, but she did come up with the composition. So there you go. And if you guys remember, we did have another clone that came out a couple of years ago called, was it Mustache from the House of Rochas, and that one was pretty good in its own right. It resembled Tuxedo, but when I tried them side by side, some similarities, but not overall. Wasn't that close. I went in for Granica, and I will say that this one got 72 thumbs up versus 3 thumbs down. That this one resembles Tuxedo. So I'm assuming that my friends on for Granica know what they're talking about with this fragrance. We just had a cold front move in today with some storms, so it's nice and chilly outside. So I was thinking, okay, I really want to try this fragrance, and tonight will be the perfect evening for it. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, here we go. Clean hand. Couple sprays. Now this is going off memory. I haven't tried the original Tuxedo in quite some time, but I do remember that composition. Good sprayer on this bottle here. Okay. All right. Immediately on first spray, I did not get a lot, like a big punch. I didn't get like, it was very like, I had to really try to find it. Now it's there now. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this one's lacking in a lot of power. Like the Tuxedo I've tried was very strong. This is not. And I wonder if maybe that's why this one was so much less. I mean, obviously that was going to be my selling point. I think I paid around $38 for this one, and that was with shipping, so it was way less. So around $40. I mean, the original sells at Neiman's still, even though there was like rumors that it was going to get discontinued or something. I don't know, but it's still at Neiman's for $270 for a 4.2 ounce. And I was going to say if it was as strong, man, I'm going to have to give this one some time. I was really hoping that this one was going to just really pop, but like on the first spray, it was really like all alcohol and super watered down. I don't know if they changed something in this. I don't know if that's why they're selling for so much less. Maybe they watered down their formula and started, charging less. I don't know. Now, we'll say it does smell nice, but there's a lot to be desired here. I can't imagine that Latafa would, change formulation to try to save money or anything like that, like these other companies do. But yeah, you never know. But I will say, right now I'm very underwhelmed by this fragrance. Not at all what I was expecting. No, it's funny. I know that there's a Marshall's version of this one floating around called Taxco, I think, right? Some of my friends out there might know what I'm talking about. It looks pretty much the same as well. I haven't been lucky enough to spot one at the stores because I would have picked it up and tried it, honestly. But yeah, right now, definitely underwhelmed with this fragrance. I think it smells nice, but it seems really, really watered down. And I'm really mad that I don't have the original Tuxedo next to it. I really didn't think I was going to need it. So the reason why I'm blaming myself on this one, though, is because 72 people on Fragrantica said that it smelled just like Tuxedo versus 3 thumbs down. So I got to be thinking that I must have forgotten what the original smells like. But it's actually getting a little bit stronger, if you guys can believe that. But now I'm getting the fragrance now. It's just I was very underwhelmed by that opening blast. So, yeah. I mean, not that impressed right now. We'll see what happens after a couple of days. But real cool presentation, that's for sure. So I'm going to wear this fragrance today and over the next couple of days and give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys. Well, I'm back with my update for the Tux from Maison Alhambra, which is I guess a spin-off company of Latafa. What can I say about this fragrance? Does it smell like Tuxedo? Yes, it does. I was on the fence in the first half of the video. If you guys recall briefly, or just a few seconds ago when you saw the first half of the video, I was claiming that it was super light and I couldn't get it. I'm not sure what was going on that day because I've worn this fragrance a few times already. And this fragrance smells like Tuxedo. I actually ended up going by Brandon's house yesterday and compared them. And they smell alike. There's minor differences. But the DNA is still there. The patchouli is still there. The vanilla is still there. It's very sweet. It's very spicy. It's got a ambery, powdery dry down, kind of a dry, ambery dry down. Nice fragrance. Everything that you liked about Tux, you're going to like about this fragrance. Again, is it 100%, one for one? No, it's not. But for $40, that's what I paid for this one. Not sure where they're going for here in the States. I think I got this one from, was it the Fragrance Buy up in Canada, and even with their $15 shipping, I think it's $15, maybe it's a little bit less, it came out to like $40. That's pretty good for this. But yeah, I mean, again, this video is going to be for people who have tried Tuxedo mainly. I'm going to try to let you guys know what it smells like a little bit, but it's just very sweet. It's very spicy. It's got the amber note in there, so that makes it kind of spicy as well. It's sweet from the vanilla. It's a little bit floral. It's kind of a sharp tartness to it. Nice fragrance. I mean, it's not my favorite. Even if I had the original like tuxedo in my collection, I wouldn't say it's my favorite like composition, my favorite DNA that I like wearing. I have others in my collection that I can wear all the time like that. But this is more about, does this fragrance smell like tuxedo? And I'm going to say yes. So the 72-3 votes on for Granica were correct. I mean, again, if side by side, they're going to have slight minor differences. Brandon, on paper, he used 2 strips, said they were very, very similar. And he was really impressed by this one, even though, he likes the real deal. He doesn't really like, buying cheapies and, buying clones. But this fragrance is going to be for just the folks out there who can't drop, what did I say, 270 on 100 mil. I think 350 for a 250 mil or whatever it is, the bigger size. So that's just crazy money to spend on this fragrance. And if you like the DNA, you're going to like this one. The longevity I got for this fragrance was 8 hours. I wore it today all day long, and it was still pumping even after 8 hours. But just to be safe, I'll say 8 hours. Projection wasn't like beast mode. I don't think the original Tux is beast mode either, but I would say it's comparable to Tuxedo. But just speaking for this one, I got wafts throughout the day. I would get that nice, warm, dry, powdery, spicy amber note, and a little bit of that tartness and the vanilla sweetness throughout the day. And I got good wafts of it, so I know that it was still there kicking. I just don't think it's going to be like filling up a room or anything like that. Season for this fragrance, if you guys haven't guessed already, is going to be the cooler, colder months of the year. Guys, that patchouli note is very, very masculine, very, very strong. I know this is probably unisex. To me, it leans more masculine. But that patchouli note is very, very like masculine to my nose anyway. I know some ladies out there like patchouli in their fragrances. But to me, it's that dry, slightly animalic amber in the dry down mixed with that patchouli just gives it a more masculine feel. Very, very heavy, very thick, especially with the sweetness with the vanilla added in there. It's going to cut through that cold. So cooler, colder months of the year is going to be your best bet for this fragrance, guys. Occasions for this fragrance is going to be, I would say, evening events. It's called Tuxedo. I can picture someone wearing this fragrance at night, suit and tie, even a tuxedo. You can make it your wedding day scent. Just evening events, date night even. Maybe club. I think it might be sweet enough for the club. Again, not sure if the projection will be there. Again, you might have to apply extra sprays. I think I went like 6 sprays this morning, like 2 on my chest, 2 on the neck, maybe 1 on the back or something like that. But it came out to 5 or 6 sprays, and that got the job done. So I think it might be not saying it's exclusively a sweet mainstream club fragrance, but I think the sweetness in this could get you through that club. It will get you noticed in there. I believe so. Ages for this fragrance, well, I do think the composition would be for the older guys, so 25 and up. But the younger guys can afford this one. So if you get your nose on it and you like it, 20 up price range will be great. They can easily afford it. For the juice wise, I would say 25 and up, just to be safe. I do think 25, you're more mature to really appreciate the patchouli note in this and the mixing of patchouli with some sweetness and some tartness, and that amber note. So not everyone's gonna like amber. It's a little dry and a little bit slightly animalic in the dry down, kind of similar to like an Amber Absolute. Not as harsh as that one, not as animalic as that one, but it's sort of similar to that type of powdery amber that you get in those fragrances. So it could turn some younger noses off, but I'd say 25 and up be a safe age range for this fragrance. So guys, overall, I'm going to say this is a good, cheap, but good fragrance. I do think this is a good clone. I think this one does rival Tuxedo. Again, Brandon backed me up. He had the real bottle, and again, I'll put that video out soon so you guys can check back to that one, or check back to this one whenever you watch that one, just to kind of compare notes. But yeah, he said that it reminded him of Tux. It was really hard to tell a difference. So that was that. But I agree with him. I agree that it's very similar. I think for what you're paying for this fragrance, I mean, again, $270 for 100 mil. This is, I believe this is 100 mil. This is $40, right now where I got it from. I don't know what it's selling for everywhere else. I'll leave the link if it's still available down below. That way you guys can go check it out if you like. But if you guys can find this fragrance for around $40 and below, that's going to be a steal for this fragrance. Technically, even if you paid maybe $20 more for this fragrance, it'll still be a steal because it does smell like the original and performs really well. And you're still paying way less. But I'm going to stick with $40. Like the $40 mark is where I'm going to be at with this one. I wouldn't pay any more for this one because, honestly, it's not my favorite scent, but it's not the worst scent I've ever tried. But I like this fragrance, guys. It's not the worst thing. And I think it's really comparable to the original, guys. Have you guys tried the Tux out there from Maison Alhambra? If you have, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below because I'd love to see what you guys are saying about this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and first edit content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find first edit photos and future contest winners. And as always, till next video, you guys take care. Thanks.